that you miss me and lie. Oh God, I miss you too. It's all I ever do. I'm coming back to you. And I won't let go again.
Hey guys, it's La Demi. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today is going to be story time. But before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe down below if you aren't already. We're trying to get those motherfucking followers up and subscribers up. And if you haven't already, get this video to at least 2,000 likes, and I'm going to start doing 2 story times every month of what happened recently, because there's always dramatic bullshit going on in my life, and I'm going to start sharing it with all of you guys. Why not? I am so dressed up because I was just with Keke Palmer and her stylist and Shoe Dazzle and a bunch of other influencers out there online for Keke Palmer's 2017 shoe collection launch thing, which was amazing. And I have one of her new books right here. It's called I Don't Belong to You by Keke Palmer, and she is such, honestly, like, I think of everyone I've met in the industry of like being a celebrity or like a singer or like anything like online or like whatever, she was probably the most down to earth person I have ever connected with, or like literally made me feel that I was like, if not on her level, or like just eye to eye on everything. And guys, you know, from like Snapchat and Instagram and things like that, I love going out. I love having the bottle in my mouth. I love taking a good shot. I love like just enjoying myself and being with friends and out and about. I went out in San Antonio, Texas. It was towards the end of my trip, and I was like, you know what, Mom, like, let's go out. Like, you know, you're newly single, yada yada. Like, I just want to take you out before I go back home to Los Angeles. So we go out, we meet up with some of her friends. I invite some of my friends. Everything's cool. Boom, boom, pow. Walk into the club. It wasn't a club, it was like a bar, like a really cool country bar that like I had been going to. Anyways, walk in, hair's blowing in the wind, walk in, have my little Farrah Fawcett moment. I start getting a little bit carried away, having a good time. And guys, when I drink, I don't drink necessarily to be like, oh my god, I'm drinking to be shit-faced, I'm drinking to be drunk, I'm drinking to like throw up everywhere and be a hot mess. No, that is not my style, that is not my place, that is not my class. So when I drink, I more or less know my limit. I'm like, okay, Demi, pace yourself. After this drink, you're already like at your limit, you're having a good time, you don't want to destroy it, or do you? Then I meet this really hot guy. He's like so tall, like cowboy stud, like in his Levi's and his dirty big cowboy boots, and like he's big and buff, and like I'm like okay. We start talking, whatever. He's like, you know what, me and all my buddies over there have like been watching you tonight, and like you're so beautiful, and like we would all love to have a shot with you. And I'm like, oh my god, I will do a shot with you if I can bring my mom. And they're like, ha ha ha, that is not your mom, whatever. I'm like, ha, that's my mom. So I turn around to grab my mom, and my mom's like, oh, I'm gonna go dance, I'll be right back. And I'm like, all right, well then I'm gonna go by myself. We go up to the bar, and I see the bartender berate, like, in front of me, pour the shot glasses and whatever, and we all take a shot. I turn around, my best friend just walked in, so she's like, Demi, blah, blah, blah. We all start catching up, having a good time. I give her a hug. I turn around, they're like, oh, this drink is for you. And I'm like, oh, y'all got me a drink, thank you. And I continue talking, having conversations with my friends. Maybe 30 minutes goes by, and then they invite me back. They say, we want to get you another drink. I'm like, okay, well, you guys keep getting me drinks, let me go ahead and close my tab. Close out my tab, and I'm on them. I'm like, okay, for the rest of the night, I'm on them. I'm on their tab. Guys, I have been drinking for some time, so like, it's not like, you know, I'm a lightweight or anything like that. I'm a fucking in heels, a 6-foot bitch that's like 150 pounds, and I can handle my drinks, you know? Like, I always can pace myself and know when to stop. So it's me, Gina, her friend, and all of these group of guys around us. They've already gotten our drinks, we all cheers, and we all take the drink together. 30 minutes later, I can account for. I don't know what happened the rest of the night. I don't know what was said, what was exchanged, what was going on the rest of the night. Switching over to everything my mom told me is that she was having fun sitting at a table with all her girlfriends, and her girlfriend was like, your daughter's leaving, and she looks like all hunched over. And my mom was like, what? So my mom turned around, and my mom usually lets me be because she knows I can handle myself. Like, I can fend for myself. Like, I'm a big old bitch. So anyways, I'm leaving, and the guy's carrying me, and he's just like, whatever, trying to pick me up. But like, they're leaving it out the door, like everyone. My mom goes up to him, she goes, hey, like, where are you going with her? And the guy's like, oh, she wants to come to the after party. We're taking her with us. That's our truck right there. Like, we're gonna all go together. He invites my mom. He's like, do you want to come? And she's like, no, I don't want to come. Like, give me back my daughter. My daughter is in no condition to go anywhere. Look at her. And my mom grabs my arm, and then he pulls me away from my mom and is like, no, ma'am, like, you are not her mom, and starts laughing at her face because my mom looks really, really young. So he starts laughing at her, he's like, you can be her sister or friend, but you are not her mom, like, blah, blah, she wants to come with us, she's coming with us. Meanwhile, I'm like, very tacky. My mom ends up pulling me off of him and walking away with me. At that moment, the bar is closing down, everyone is leaving, the bar is over. My mom is, at this point, really worried about me because she said that I was just like, she sat me down and tried giving me like a taco or something. And my mom starts freaking out, so she tells her girlfriends, I'm gonna carry my daughter to the car and I'm gonna place her in the car and I'm gonna come back and get everything else and like we're all gonna leave. They're like, okay, so my mom carries me outside. My mom says while she's carrying me outside, there's like a swarm of guys that are like following her and us, and her girlfriends are like walking outside now at this point. My mom sets me inside the car, and as soon as I sit down inside the car, I like lean over and everywhere. Guys, I have not, since I was like senior year in high school or like freshman year in college. Like, it's been a really, 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 really long time since I've everywhere and been like really tacky. And my mom shut the doors, turned around, walked back to her girlfriends to get her coat and like my purse, my mom's purse and everything. At that moment, my mom's talking to them. One of the girls or guys facing my mom, looking her like behind my mom and seeing the car behind my mom, says, did you just put your daughter in that car? My mom's like, yeah, she's a little bit out of it, whatever. I'm really worried, I'm just gonna take her home and put her in bed. They say, we think you should go back to that car and check on her because we just saw somebody get inside the passenger seat of your car. My mom goes, what? There's no way, like I locked the car. So they're like, no, you need to go check. And at that point, my mom says, you know, she asked one of the young gentlemen with her, next to her, like, can you please come with me and just please help me? Like, I don't know who's inside the car with my daughter. My mom said she got to the car, she opened up the car door, and in there, sitting right next to me, was that same big man that was trying to carry me out the bar in the first place. He had his belt buckle undone and he was pulling his pants down. Meanwhile, I was hunched over against the glass of the door, like asleep, dreaming of daisies and, you know, all that, and I was like, and he had my dress, my bottom part, like, up to like almost like my hips or like going towards my waist, and it was just my panties exposed, and I was in my panties. My mom said she got in and her heart fell. She looked at him and she said, get out of my car, I don't know what you're doing, blah blah blah, you need to get away from my daughter. And he goes, no, she invited me into the car. My mom looked at me and she was like, she can't even talk, there's no way she invited you into the car, you need to get out of here. And the guy just was fighting my mom back and would not get out of the car and started telling my mom, why don't you get in the car too, we can all go to where we're going. And my mom was like, no, get out of the car, get out of the car. So then that guy got into the car and said, dude, you need to get out of this fucking car right now. So then that guy picked up his pants, did his belt buckle, got out the car, and walked to his truck or whatever with all his friends. My mom said she got into the car, she pulled my skirt down, she was so worried, she was so scared. She said that when she started to leave out of the parking lot or whatever, that there was a truck, that same truck with all those guys that had drugged me or whatever they did to me, started following her. And it was like really scary because my mom was going around, you know, the parking lot of, you know, where all the shops were and the bars were, and those same people were circling and following my mom, trying to follow her home to wherever I was going. My mom said that she lost them, they got lost, and if it wasn't for that one guy that came to the car and helped my mom and was like, get the fuck out the car, and told that guy to get out the car, my mom probably would have been in like a big rut. I don't know what could have happened or what could have happened to me, honestly, if my mom wasn't there. The next morning, I woke up and it felt like my head was just dragging on the floor. I've been hungover before, but the way I felt when I woke up that next morning was like unreal. I had never, ever in my life felt anything like that in my entire life. It just felt like everywhere I went, my head was dragging on the floor. Moral of the story, guys, please be aware, please be careful, please pay attention to your surroundings. Don't accept drinks from people, I guess, if you go out and have fun, but always watch and make sure you pay attention to the bartender, you know, pouring it and handing it to you themselves, and you not always taking drinks from just, you know, people that give them to you because you might think it's like so cute, it's a kind gesture. You never know what they're setting you up for. And I feel like if I wasn't surrounded by the right people, or my little mom wasn't there, that I probably would have gotten in really, really big trouble that night, and maybe I could have been killed, or I could have been missing, or I could have been one of those people you see on the news. honestly, because these men did not know my background, my circumstances, where I came from, or who I was. So for them to possibly take me home and me be drugged and then take advantage of me and then later on find out that I am, a certain person or transgender, they could hurt me 10 times more. And I've really learned my lesson. I went out like maybe one more time before I left to California. But I learned my lesson not to take drinks from people, and there was drinks being sent to me, and I only took them unless the bartender poured them right literally in front of me. I was like, pour that in front of me, bitch. Like, I'm watching this eye, both on that eye, like that drink, that glass, my eyes on that glass, on that drink. I'm watching everything in every direction. So, always pay attention to your surroundings. Never ever take a drink from someone that you haven't seen been poured. And always go out with really important people around you, whether it be family, whether it be friends, close friends, someone that can kind of watch over you and ensure your safety, because it is a wild world out there in the club scene, in the bar scene, in any scene all around the world. I love you guys so much. If you want to see more of me, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and follow me on Snapchat if you want to see reality stuff and day-to-day basis type stuff. And if you want to have a conversation with me, I always ask what video you'd like to see next. Follow me on Twitter. Happy New Year, guys. I love you so much. I hope you have been on the right start, on the right track, and all of that greatness. Other than that, subscribe, and until next time, live your life. Safe, of course.